Hey everyone, Zero Fossil Fuel. Today is Saturday, June 8th, 2013, and I'm on my way right now to meet up with Jim Dunn in Massachusetts, who is an associate and friend of Mark Dancy, who I've been having some dialogue with recently. And he and I are going to continue on to Natick, Massachusetts for the Tesla Model S test drive at Natick Mall. So it's going to be an interesting afternoon. However, I think the most interesting part of the afternoon is going to be the time that I spend with Jim Dunn rather than the test drive in the Tesla Model S. We'll see, but Jim has an impressive collection of electric vehicles already. And unfortunately, one of those electric vehicles, an electrified Porsche, is off the road right now. Otherwise, we'd be driving that to the Natick Mall, probably drawing more attention in that than the people gathered around the Model S. Who knows? But in any event, we will be driving from his house a Chevy Volt. So today I get to test drive two vehicles instead of just one. So it should be an interesting day, and catch you in a little bit.
As I first pulled in, I was greeted by Jim's lineup of electric cars and one gas guzzler that he needs for that trailer on the left. Not seen here, but seen here in a video snapshot later, is the Porsche 911 Carrera Turbo conversion project that's 90% complete, just waiting for batteries and a couple of finishing touches, like a new paint job. Also in the shot is his Honda Insight and hybrid electric Toyota Camry, the favorite car of all in his fleet. This Honda Insight was from their first production year in 2001 with aluminum undercarriage, and I understand this is quite rare now. And of course, the Chevy Volt that we drove to the Natick Mall. This one belongs to a dealership friend of his that he agreed to drive around to help him promote a big Volt sales event they're going to have soon. After looking over his vehicle fleet, he then showed me his 4,000 square foot, that's my own estimate, nearly net zero energy consumption home, powered on grid with a 4,500 watt solar panel array on his property that he installed himself. Jim is a private commercial solar contractor, and he really knows his stuff. Here's a pic of his power meter showing that he's only used 512 kilowatt hours so far for the entire year. And that number drops into the minus region over the summer months to make up for what he used over the winter. His microwave and Energy Star refrigerator are both powered full-time from this pure sine wave power backup inverter, so anytime the grid does go down, his food is kept fresh 8 to 10 hours longer than it would be otherwise. Funny thing he showed me about the fridge is it actually draws more power when the lights come on than the compressor. He's planning to replace the incandescent bulbs inside with LEDs to fix that too. Unfortunately, he can't use CFLs in there because the cold just keeps them from starting up. After enjoying a cup of coffee, we jumped into the Volt and headed for the mall.
Here I am. I'm sitting in the Chevy Volt with Jim Dunn. And he's letting me take this for a test drive today too. And as I predicted on the way in when I started this video, my visit with Jim Dunn is probably going to be far more interesting than the test drive of the Model S Roadster. So I hope, Jim, you don't mind being filmed right now, do you?
No.
Okay, good. So we're on our way to Natick, and we're going to make a couple of stops, but this is turning out to be quite a day. Skies are starting to clear out. When I left Burlington, it was bright skies, blue skies, bright sun, puffy clouds, and they're starting to roll in here too, so it should be a really nice day.
One quick stop at the bank for Jim, and then we were on our way again. I must admit that for all the trash I have spoken about the Volt, it's well designed and a remarkably solid feeling car. I was surprised to find that the Tesla auto dealership is actually inside the Natick Mall, right across from Victoria's Secret. Kind of unusual, and a refreshing twist on the traditional auto dealer model. So much so that the Massachusetts State Auto Dealers Association is suing Tesla for operating a company-owned dealership as opposed to an independently owned franchise. Massachusetts has laws placing outright bans on automakers from owning their own dealerships. Despite a Superior Court judge denying an injunction against Tesla Motors, the MSADA has vowed to pursue the lawsuit further. Can you say special interest lobby? Time for them to rewrite the laws, because consumers will rebel against this traditional high-pressure car dealership model and flock to stores such as this. While we waited for our test car to become free, we perused the sparse showroom floor. Only things on display were the actual car and a bare chassis showing how the car is made, giving us a clear picture of just why it has such a low center of gravity and handles so amazingly well. This is the actual car I drove. Unfortunately, Tesla said they have a strict policy against recording their employees during a test drive, so I was not able to get any video during the test drive. Here's Jim checking out the rear storage area and portable charging adapters, and this was my view of the dash from the inside. On the road, Jim took this picture of me driving. The interior is roomy, ergonomic, and just as elegant as the exterior, making the experience truly remarkable.
So, in the end, I was right. The Tesla Model S is an awesome car. Comes in 3 models. Base model, 69,000. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Next model up, 79,000. 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. And the top model, which is the one that we tested today, MSRP 97,000, with the high-powered battery, 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. Unbelievable ride. When I hit the accelerator, the Tesla representative in the passenger seat next to me looked at me and says, "Yeah, that's the Tesla smile." And that's because when you hit the accelerator and push it to the floor, you're accelerating so fast that the skin on your cheeks is pulling back like this. So yeah, you gotta smile. But it was a great ride. But I was right. That was not the highlight of my day. The highlight of my day was the time that I spent with Jim Dunn, and listening to that man talk, and hearing some of his experiences, and getting a line on some of the things that he's involved with. A man of conviction and a man of great skill. So that indeed was the highlight of my day, seeing all of his cars, also driving the Chevy Volt. For as much trash as I've talked about the Chevy Volt, it's actually a pretty well-built car. However, at $40,000 retail, GM is losing money on every single car that they sell, and the taxpayer is picking up the bill. So that's too bad. But in order to get these into the hands of the people, I don't know. I'm undecided. Anyway, it was great fun. And Jim, I wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors. It was great to meet you today, and I hope to do it again real soon. Coming up, next trip, of course, is to Idaho. Getting pretty excited about that. Coming down to the wire. If you've got the opportunity to spare a few dollars to help me reach my goal, I'd really appreciate it. Not quite there yet, but we've got a few weeks left until I leave. The conference is from June 28th to the 31st, and I will be flying out on the 27th to Idaho to get settled in. So that's all for now. Zero Fossil Fuel. Thank you all for following along. I hope you had fun watching this, and as always, peace.